What is up, YouTube? Your boy finally has about an hour to himself, so I figured maybe I would spend it with you guys. So, what have I been doing? Really, just enjoying the grind here in Last Cloudia while we have every event up right now. I figured maybe we would take a second to just kind of go through this and talk about, well, what new players should do since all this stuff is up, and pretty much what players, like me, that have been around for a while and have a lot of this stuff, what are we doing, right? Well, first things first, if you're a new player, and even if you've been around for a little bit, look through all the gear that is available in this event, right? Here is, I believe this is Shinobi's coat, right? Yashimaru only. So even if you don't have him, it might be a pretty good idea to snag this thing up while you can. It is a 6-star item, right? But in order to get this, you have to clear this event, well, you have to clear this level 5 times. You can only run this level once per day. It's this one right here. Since you can only run it once per day, it's just something important to keep track of because, I mean, that's a nice coat to have for an account that doesn't have something like that, because you'll probably get Yashimaru later. And you might as well snag up any, especially if it's 6-star gear, of course, go for it. Snatch that stuff up. And just make sure you don't pass up on any of it because you just didn't run the event as many times as you needed to. So just kind of keep an eye out for that. Here's what I've been doing. I've just been taking this opportunity to work on characters that I'm trying to level up right now and just kind of having fun with them, testing them out. I put Tsukasa in the group just because it's fun to run 2 of these badass spear users. I really do enjoy it. They're not fully unlocked. I have to get dual wield for them and mess around with all that, but just working on these characters, working on their SCT, right now that is the biggest thing I want. I want to really unlock their kits and just see what kind of smackdown they can lay down when they actually have some ammunition. So that's just kind of what I've been doing. The other thing too is these events do drop some good rewards. This is a good opportunity to stock up on the lesser items that you need for powering up heroes and characters. That is pretty much what any established account should be doing. Each one of these has, some sort of exchange. Oh, matter of fact, here's the boots right here. These are a great accessory for a fresh account to have. Very easy stuff to get, right? So I've just been going through all of the events. I have all the items already, so I'm not really that hard pressed for it. But I've been going through all of the events and check out the rewards, right? See if there's anything that you might want from any of the rewards from these things. For me, I don't really care about tickets and stuff like that. I am going to be finishing this because I have magic tomes, but I absolutely have 0 of the skill books. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I have 1. Just got to make that correction before somebody tries telling me that I'm misleading the masses. So yes, I do have 1 skill book. I need more. This is a great opportunity because if you just honestly go through all of these events, you will just see how much stuff there is. So even if you're sitting pretty right now, there's going to be new characters getting released. We know there's going to be a Super Saiyan Kyle around the corner somewhere. And you're just going to want to have materials to be able to invest into that character if you plan on pulling him. I know a lot of you are. I'm honestly just trying to play catch up with the characters that I do have, right? And always remember, if you're having a hard time in any of these events, there are items that these events yield, and they will actually help you in the boss fights in the events. The cool thing about having all these events together is you can kind of go through and you can see where it's almost like the programmers at one point decided to kind of try to find what the balance of power is, right? Because it's just kind of funny. I've covered this before. At one of these events, I don't know if you guys can guess which, but at one of these events, it almost seems like Ada's got new programmers. That was the joke for a little while. Because one of these events has one of the hardest fights in the game, right? And we are talking about the Angel and the Fiend. if you go into the nightmare setting, you have demonic face-off. And then after this, there is a level 120 challenge stage, and you're fighting the same boss, I believe. I've beaten this before. I stopped right here because, because I've been running this party, and obviously this party is definitely not strong enough to actually go in here and clean this mess out. I'm actually going to have to make a party, but let's actually just kind of look at this guy, just in case people run into this boss and they have an issue. Oh, of course the date and time would change. Yeah, this is one of the most challenging fights in the game. IMO, got to throw an IMO in there so somebody doesn't challenge me over that. It really is. It didn't even make sense when this event launched, and people were like, what is going on here? Because it was nothing like other event bosses ever up until this point. So here is like the watered down weak version of this boss fight. So we might as well just cover him a little bit. And actually, let's bring this girl. Let's bring her, since this is kind of, well, it's her event, right? So why not run her? We're probably going to get her asses kicked. I've already tried this once with this party. But we can just kind of talk about this boss. He does a lot of shit. You're getting poisoned, status. There's blizzards constantly being thrown up in there. Everybody is just getting interrupted. And this thing, especially in the 120 level version of this fight, this guy has a ton, and I mean a ton of health. The ton of health isn't really that bad. Like, we can get over that. What we can't get over is just how much stuff this guy has going on in the background. He also has a threshold where he gets a shield, I believe. I think the only thing you can do about that shield is throw some kind of lightning magic, and that breaks it. If I recall correct, I could be wrong about this. I'm sure somebody will tell me if I am. But I do remember like beating this guy the first time and having to actually bring lightning spells just for that shield that he throws up. And then he pretty much just has so much stuff going on, and his thresholds, he just starts doing so much AoE damage on top of everybody being poisoned. Oh yeah, that's right, and SCT is like pretty much reduced fighting this guy. And again, this is the weak version of him, right? The actual 120 challenge fight, this party would have just been dead instantly. Does this girl have some sort of revive? Oh, also, that's right. This guy has some sort of resistance to just non-elemental damage. So if you hit him with non-elemental damage, he actually heals off of it. So you have to go through and gear everybody a certain way. Oh, wow. She's actually doing pretty good damage to him. Let's see. I don't think it's going to be enough, but hey. Now, if we could have broke him, that would have been awesome. Let's see. So it looks like this girl is set up to do some damage. I didn't see a revive in here. We just got... Oh, no, there is resurrection. I'm going to have to try to bring our favorite little dominatrix back real quick. I don't even know if I'll have the chance to do that because this guy is about to just start dumping. Can we heal her? Let's see. And you, can you do anything? Because this guy's about to put a shield up. Okay, there's that shield. Oh, it's okay. We have Beast Hunter to throw. We have Beast Hunter to throw. All right, can this... You know what? She has a lightning spell, a thunder spell to throw. Hopefully she can get that off before this guy just starts interrupting the hell out of everything. And let's see, these characters are doing dark damage. So at least some of their damage is getting through. I doesn't really feel like I have... Oh, we're back to doing damage. Could we finish this off? Let's get a heal for everybody. Except for Zekus, who is not here. But at least we did break his shield. And we're doing dark damage. We just have to make sure that we're not doing non-elemental. Ooh, and Zekus. Can we cast that spell? Oh, yes, we can cast Zaquam. That's if he doesn't get interrupted here. Yeah, he does have some buffs up. So that's another thing. You know, the very last threshold, look at all these buffs that this guy gets. He does become incredibly ridiculous. And mind you, I've taken his shield down. So breaking him just seems very difficult because he interrupts so much. Oh man, speaking of which, there we go. I couldn't even throw my S4. Yeah, he is just gnarly. So I just wanted to just kind of go in here and talk about him while I got my ass kicked by him. None of these characters are actually equipped with the gear for this event. If you equip the gear from the event, I mean, it's very powerful because it gives you huge bonuses to fighting against this guy. That's pretty much what they did. They made him so strong that not only do you need a top-tier party, you might have to use some of that gear to really dampen some of the damage that this guy does to you. That was actually not a bad run of it. Before this is all over, I will actually set up a party to fight this thing, and I'll go through. I don't even know if I'll be able to beat the level 120 of this level. I know I'll be able to get through this level 100 fight. That's not a problem. All I have to do is actually pull out some of my more powerful characters and just kind of set them up. But I've just been trying to run everything with the characters that I'm playing with right now, and they're only at like 50, 60 SC. So this is literally one of the hardest fights like in Last Cloudia, at least right now. Of course, not this version, the level 120 version, but you know, even here, he's really no slouch. A new account is going to have a hard time defeating this. If you can get somebody on your friends list that's strong enough, they can at least get you through this level 100 version of it. So that's my suggestion there for new players. Don't sweat it too much. But all these other events, you can go into all of these, even in like, you know, the hardest battles that are like level 80, level 100. They're nothing compared to that other one. Like all of these. Oh, the Guardian. That's where we were just at. The Angel and the Fiend. That's the one that's an exception. Yeah, a lot of this other stuff, even if it says level 100, I've been clearing all of this with this party that I have right now, and these are not very powerful characters, right? Like Tsukasa is, he's getting there. He's all right, but he still doesn't have that much. He's at 80. All right, he's at 80. I don't have dual wield. I don't have like the optimal build and stuff that I want to play around with. Same thing with this girl. She's only at 53 SC, and I still have a lot of her abilities to unlock. And I have to work on getting dual wield for this girl too. So right now I'm just trying to kind of get these characters prepped so that when I actually can unlock dual wield, I can put that on them, start messing around with them. I have some arcs to work on. But, you know, for somebody like me, this is a good opportunity to test some new units, right? We have every single event up, and it gives you a better idea of, you know, which characters you like to play, how you like to play them. It's just fun to run through the smorgasbord of content, right? And just don't get discouraged if you get to the Angel and the Fiend and you have a really hard time with that boss. A few people have mentioned it already. So, and if you can beat the crap out of it, more props to you. Congratulations. There's a Lucial build that really helps, especially if you have the items. And there's some other MVPs for that fight. You guys can look up an actual guide to it. There's a Dr. Stone way where, you know, if you have Dr. Stone at a decent amount of SC and you bring the right things, he can get you through it. So there's all sorts of guides up. That's already been done. So, you know, when you get to that fight, you know, take it for what it is. Either look up the guide, try your best. If you can't, well, then don't worry about it. They will bring this stuff back around, and hopefully then your account will be strong enough to just stomp all over that level 120 suggested difficulty level. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing with this event. It's nothing but just fun stuff to, run my party through and get some more experience for them. But like I said, younger players, make sure that you get the items that you want out of here, right? That's important. Even if you don't have the character, you'll probably get the character later. Then you can have his 6-star item. It really helps, right? And other than that, I hope everybody's been enjoying. The best stuff is yet to come, right? We have, what is this? We have 4 days. So we'll have to see what they do with that. Hopefully there will be some exciting announcements. Hopefully there will be some good changes made to the game. Trying to be as positive about it as I can. So let's see what they actually do for the second year. This is a big deal for them. We finally are getting our player base back. So hopefully they kind of keep the ball rolling and do something that would make this game more enjoyable for every player. So that's what we're hoping for. But at least they did give us a bunch of stuff to do. Obviously, I've been doing the training as well, just working on these units. The special training gate and the special skill study dungeons have been great, right? That way, as soon as I get enough energy, let's see. As soon as I get enough energy, it's still going to be a while for me personally. There's just all sorts of arcs that I got them at like level 7 or 8, and I just want to finish them off. But each one of them, to get them to that last level, it just takes so much. I hardly have any of the blue energy left. Let's see. So like, I'm still working on this. I do want all the abilities here. I want to mess around with Berserker as soon as I can. But I got to be careful of where I spend my energy right now. I want to make sure to have enough energy left over to obviously actually run these levels, get experience. The Empire of Might, I'm close to that one as well, right? So that is definitely priority. But right now, where is it? One of the most simple SSR arcs. This is a priority. This really is. In fact, here we go. We can unlock double impact on it. This is what I need to work on, and every day I try to set a little bit of blue energy aside. There, now we're down to like 200,000. So this is really kind of what's holding up my plans for my spear user party. I'm going to try to get that together and maybe showcase how well they can run together, because Tsukasa and DeGrogue, yeah, Tsukasa and DeGrogue are absolutely phenomenal together. I dig their piercing. I dig how aggressive their play style is. They can really lay some smackdown, if you're trying to do dark damage. So I think it's really cool. And obviously V can be very nasty in that party too. And they can be very nasty arena characters, I think. So especially our favorite little dominatrix. A lot of people are going to be building her for arena, and I can see why, especially if you have the right arcs and you have that spear style. She can be very gnarly. I can't really speak on her power too much though, because I want to get the dual wield on her. I'm gonna have to really see how she runs with that, because let's be honest, dual wield would add a lot to her, but she's also sacrificing a ton. She's giving up like 20 SC to have dual wield. But in some circumstances, that might just be worth it for her, just because she is so powerful and OP with it. So I'm going to actually have to compare them. I've heard people tell me she runs great either way, obviously. But a lot of people have been saying the dominatrix needs to be dual wielding. So can't wait to check all that out, but obviously I need dual wield for that. So it's going to be a while. See, I can't even level this anymore. It's going to be a while, but this is what I'm working on. I'm sure Kyle will come with dual wield. So I won't have to worry about that. That's if we can even pull Kyle. I was honestly, personally for me, I was more excited about DeGrogue. Let's see. What is the one nitpick I heard about this girl? Is that her portrait looks way more badass than her actual sprite. Everyone's like, where's the crystals? There's all these awesome crystals coming out of her armor. You know, I kind of agree they could have done more. Or maybe they're leaving the door open to the possibility of, you know, this character potentially getting a ship version down the road. Who knows? Maybe she can transform. Maybe her S2 will make all these awesome crystals grow out of her armor and just explode all over the map and just kill a bunch of people. Who knows? Who knows? But that would be cool. I'm sure Adis has definitely heard about how people really wanted this sprite to look more like the art. So maybe they'll do something with that, but that is kind of like the one. This is the one character I've really heard this about from the community, where everyone was like, look how awesome her picture looks. I don't see any of that on her armor. The cape's wrong. Why is the cape, you know, why is she wearing two capes? It doesn't even know. So yeah, we'll have to see what they do with that. I still think she looks pretty cool. To me, she's just like this dragoon looking chick. But I absolutely dig the way that she actually plays. And now that she's, you know, like, I have a pretty good idea of how she moves. We'll do a review of her actually covering her, what I think. It took me so long to get this girl that I really wanted to formulate a pretty good opinion before I really talked about her. And she's a very interesting character. It was kind of funny to see the hype level for this character. It wasn't really that great. When this girl dropped, what I was seeing is, yeah, save for Kyle, though, save for Kyle. And then slowly people started coming around. Now, I don't know if this is because the aces of Discord, you know, started to actually portray this character as having a lot of power. But over the course of like a week, I think even Buddha kind of changed his perspective on this character. He said that when he was first looking at her abilities, when she was data mined, that he wasn't that impressed. But then after she actually dropped as a character and she was around for a little bit, I saw Buddha getting more and more excited for this girl. He even did a pull vid not too long ago where he went back in and threw some lapis on some multis just to try to snag her up. I don't think he would be doing that if he thought this was a weak character at all. So, yeah, Dami, she is definitely powerful. We will talk about her. You know, is she meta breaking? That's all your opinion. She's definitely up there with the other characters. And of course she would be. She is the new, you know, limited damage character. She rightfully should be up there. They shouldn't be releasing limited characters that are, you know, subpar and weaker than the meta. So the question is, will she do anything for you and for your account? Do you actually need her? There's a lot of dark damage dealers out there, but she does automatically have her own niche because she has such a fun and aggressive playstyle. And if you like Arena, if that's your thing, you know, this girl might be very useful. So one of my favorite things I can tell you about her right now is she's moving while she's doing damage. And she's moving her target around. So I've literally watched her do damage and move out of an AoE that she would have gotten hit by. And she does this. She can kind of like separate some characters that she's attacking and push them away from everybody else while doing damage and while moving to a safer place herself. So if you play her right, she's really good at jumping, clearing some distance. So I could already see how she could just be phenomenal in Arena, or, you know, anything that really benefits from an aggressive play style. And I just think she's awesome. I've been hyped AF for this character since before she came out. I even went so far as to say that I care more about pulling this girl since I got the spear arc and everything than I am about Kyle. So, I mean, you guys know how I feel about Kyle. There's no hate there. I know he's going to be super powerful. He's going to be OP. For good reason. He's like the main character of the game. But as far as just the essence of a character goes, I think this girl's more interesting, and I can't wait to see what her background story is. We will have to find out. So, until then, I bid you adieu. It's been a fun 25 minutes of hanging out. I hope you enjoyed it. I will try to get some more content up soon, but I just wanted to let you guys know what I was doing. I'm just knee deep in the grind over here, living my best life, leveling up the characters that I want, and just having fun. And I hope you are all doing the same thing. I got to get up into Landgrissy too, because we just had a collab drop there, and I'm gonna be pretty honest with you guys. I don't know what anime this is, but they look cool AF. They're little Gundams, which is really, it's really kind of funny in Landgrisser to have these little Gundam units. So I'm going to get in there and explore that because they look like really fun and cool characters. So expect some Landgrissy vids to be dropping soon too. So I hope you all enjoy, and thank you for the support, everybody. I've been feeling the love lately. I'm truly blessed, truly, because of all of you. Thank you.